I haven't seen you guys in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
cracking.
no, what's up? Cheers, boys.
Oh, Parks and Rec, by the way. That's Myra the douche or whatever.
I've never seen it.
Oh, dude, it's a
Don't
great
spoil
show.
it.
It's a
Spoil
great
it.
show.
Yeah, Colin might try and watch
Nick
it.
Kroll's character. That's his favorite button.
Oh, boy.
Might try to watch all 14 seasons. There's a shit ton of them, isn't there?
Yeah, you could.
You could.
Yeah, you could.
You don't do anything anyway, right?
Yeah.
You got time.
The other day, I was over at Gabe Jovanovic's house, and he was like,
See if he
dude,
listens. Shouts out, Gabe.
and he was
actually
watching
literally
something,
just texted me.
and I told him about something. And I was like, yeah, I pretty much watched that both 3 seasons in 2 days. So
Really?
I had a whole weekend, just me and the baby, and I was
Of
like,
what?
it was my first weekend. The Sun with Pierce Brosnan. It's badass. So when he was a kid, he got abducted.
Well,
by,
hold up. Are you giving spoiler alerts right now?
Oh yeah. No. I'm telling you what it's about. So when he was a kid, he gets abducted by
You're
the
riding a very
Comanche,
fine line.
by
here.
a Comanche Indian tribe,
Hype.
and then he works his way into the tribe as a tribe member and knocks up one of the Indian chicks.
Very key.
you know.
Sounds like Avatar.
It's pretty cool. And then
I
like
think even Pocahontas.
he ends up being
Yeah.
like this oil mogul.
That's a little
Like,
romantic twist on
anyway.
that story, but I feel what you're saying.
Whatever.
Also, just to segue real quick, shouts out Steve Flynn. We'll see if he listens. Guy I bartend with at the Amsterdam. One time he was telling me a story. He said, I reminded him of a guy who basically just got adopted by an Indian tribe, and they made the guy like their shaman, which is like,
Dude,
how is that not like a fucking
Dude,
Hollywood story?
He was probably watching that damn show. That's exactly what I'm
It
saying.
sounds a
That's
lot like
exactly.
it.
They adopted him. Yeah.
I'm just
how long has the
surprised
show
that-
been out?
Uh,
Maybe they did make the show about the
for
guy.
like 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Same timeline. We'll
Yeah.
see. I got to check back with Steve. See
'Cause
if
I
he's
was like,
listening.
damn, I've never seen this.
Yeah. So he was
badass.
telling me that he was up in like Montana or something. This guy was just like bumming around, and I guess he met somebody important in the tribe and was telling the dude all of his like dreams and shit. And the guy was like, "Oh, you need to come." Basically, I guess
Those are
smoke
the
some
kind of
peyote
people-
or some shit with us.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you took a whole weekend off.
You took it
You.
talking about me?
Yeah. Well, he was watching a baby,
I
so
had,
it's
it
not
was my
really
first
off
weekend
at all.
with Murph,
Yeah.
so I didn't want
Trust,
to leave or
that's
do
not
anything.
off.
That doesn't happen.
That's
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
definitely
No,
not
but
off.
it just doesn't happen. Like, very
What do you
rarely
mean?
do you have entire days off.
Oh well, I mean, our cell phones are always on. You know,
Yeah.
like I mean,
Yeah.
people call me, I got to deal
Still
with
in
it.
touch.
But you know, at some point, you know, like I'll take the phone call, but if it's something that really's got to wait until Monday, you know, like I got to prioritize
That could be
being
a
at
good
home.
way to clean business. Oh, just watching my brand new daughter. Is there anything I can help you with? You know, my phone's always on.
Yeah.
Let me...
I
for
do have this
sure.
guy who he's a triple caller, so he.
Those are rough.
Big-
I
No
guess
voicemails?
He gets like a cut in his day, so like when he can talk to you, he's got to talk to you then, right?
Mm.
And it's never anything very important.
Sure.
And so she was screaming,
Let
and
me,
this
let
was
me
like,
just say, when Murph screams, we're
Yeah.
talking like superhero status.
Okay.
Like she
Yeah.
could break windows.
so
She's got octaves.
she was screaming, and he calls me 3 times, and I'm last nerve. So I pick up, and I like hold it really close, and I was like, "What's up, Rick?" He's like, "Oh, hey, going? How you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, do you hear this in the background? Can I please call you back?" And he goes,
20
"Oh,
minutes.
no big deal. Give me a call anytime." And I was like, "What?" 3 times
Sounds
in a
like
row.
your house is on
Yeah,
fire.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
you know
yeah.
what I've been doing? No joke, is watching cartoons.
Oh yeah,
It's good downtime.
yeah. Like what?
Well, I watched Harley Quinn, which was on
Okay.
HBO. I watched the 4th season of Static Shock.
Okay.
Well played.
I think I'm gonna start Batman Beyond. But here's the deal, dude. Is I used to like
Is that a series?
Batman. You don't remember Batman Beyond?
Yeah, I know, but
That was a
is
good
it like
one,
a whole
right?
It
series?
was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just came to the conclusion that I
No,
needed
man,
to
I was
do
watching Chucky. At
That's
a very
like
young
not
age.
for little kid Batman,
Yeah.
right? That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
Chucky.
yeah. I was a single mom household, dude. She had no.
Oh, I
she had
thought
no
you
idea
meant
what I was
cartoon.
putting in the
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking.
no reins.
She had
Right.
no clue what I was putting in the VCR.
So I just got so stressed out because I
Love you,
used to
Ma.
go like, I used to watch documentaries or sports, and then now I've been so busy, I'm so stressed out. Documentaries just keep the wheels spinning.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't sleep.
I love that.
I watch sports. My Cardinals are all over the place. You know, the Blues, we know what happened to the Blues.
Mm-hmm.
You get on Facebook, everything's just negative. I used to get
Yeah.
on Reddit a lot. I liked Reddit, which was like the new Stumble Upon. You remember Stumble Upon?
Yo,
It used
blast
to
from
be
the
cool.
past.
Yeah, so you
Wow.
you actually might see some cool stuff, but now it's just like screenshots of tweets.
I'll tell you straight up, Facebook's about to get the axe for real.
I think so.
Like
So
it is.
I just
It's heavy,
in
bro.
order to turn my brain
not
off.
a chance would they ever. It would ever.
No,
too
I
many
mean
people
personally
use it.
for me.
Oh,
Like it is just
for
exactly like when we were
I
little
hate it.
kids and we first got it, and then everybody's parents started getting on, and it was the least cool thing possible.
But now you're friends with the parents.
Yeah, that's it.
I
Like
get on it.
magnified times a billion, bro. It's literally like the episode of South Park. Those dudes are fucking. They know exactly what they're talking about.
I
Like,
get on it so
it's
seldom.
impossible.
Somebody posted on my wall, and Mick calls me and goes, "I know you won't see this for like 3 weeks, so open Facebook and go to your wall."
yeah.
And
Yeah, well, that's the
Close
thing too.
business on that?
Yeah, I did. Well,
Yeah.
we haven't closed, but they're so the policy doesn't start until December. But it's
Sizable.
I never heard of it before. It's like the St. Charles Yacht Club or something like that.
Bro,
Okay.
that's where we had my.
Oh,
Yeah, what's
No,
it?
no,
That's
Duck
where we had
Club,
my
Duck Club
graduation
Yacht Club.
party.
that's
Duck Club Yacht Club.
no, it's different.
Duck Club Yacht
Oh,
Club in
okay.
St. Charles.
St. Charles Yacht Club is where we had my graduation party.
Where
Where
this is
somebody
prob-
stole all of my fucking graduation
This
money.
is probably it. Is
by
it
the
like a
way.
marina? Like they
Yeah.
got
Like
This-
on the
this-
Mississippi?
This is probably
Is it on the
yeah.
Mississippi?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Yeah.
either way,
That's
shout
straight
out
up.
to me
It's
for
That's
badass.
where we
that.
departed
Yeah.
for NFG Island.
It's badass. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, and so we'll finish stuff up in December. But yeah, that was a good one.
And
Yeah.
shout out
And
to
the dude's,
Pepe
and the
Chem,
dude's really
too,
cool. Yeah.
right, for putting
Yep.
you on that one.
Right on.
Yeah, that's
Dogtown
what's up.
hero.
I love that dude. He every time I go to Pinot to pick up a pizza, he's always there. Always. He's not just like a morning
Gotta hold down the fort, man.
owner. You know,
Yeah.
he's there all day.
Yeah, I actually took a page out of his book that I think about a lot. Pep's pretty open with his entire life, and he talks often about like cooking out anxiety,
Yeah,
or cooking
word.
out resentment or whatever.
It's an art.
Well, you know what? Part of my problem lately is I do love to cook, and I was doing it so much, but I've been working like 9 to 9, and I haven't had that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I've
Yeah.
tried to take more time where I just plug my headphones in, I open a beer, I start prepping food, and I just kind of, I can cuss, I can scream, I can yell at the food, I can kind of just
Spice
get
it up a little bit.
get it all out of my system, yeah, man, and,
Yeah.
and just kind of let it go. So I think about him a lot when he talks about cooking out resentment, cooking out stress.
He
cooking out
really
anxiety.
he is a beautiful person to talk to. He really
He's a
is
trip.
wide open. Yeah, he is like
That's a good
wide
thing.
open.
Bring
yeah,
that
it's a
back full
very good
circle. I
thing.
think that's what people need
He's
more
got-
of. They need to
he's
get
just-
off Facebook and find a healthy outlet. You know what I'm saying?
He's got ideas like just fucking
He does.
flowing out of his fucking nose.
Another thing that I learned from Pep when I worked under him was the reason he has such a following is
Because
that
he's real.
He's genuine,
Well,
for
he
sure.
is, but he also
That's what hooked
treats
me.
every single person that comes in. He remembers every name. He remembers every face. He spends time at
genuine,
the
bro.
table. He tells these people what to order. It's about 50-50
Yeah.
their decision and chef's decision.
Right.
He just he it's a whole event for them. Like, you don't just come in for food. You come in to see Pep.
Yeah.
And it's like any good bartender in the city. Shout out Maddie Faye. We're over
Yeah.
at a bar. We're
Very
hiring
true.
her.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just that little different effort, make it personal, you know, next step type of deal that he does.
I
That is he's
I
best
took
at.
Paige there on Valentine's Day, and he got us in. So I was out doing cold calls. I was knocking on doors, and I was in Clayton, and I was
Seriously?
like, "Yeah." And so I was like, "Oh no shit!" I was like, "I'm gonna pop
Wait,
in."
wait, you were doing cold calls on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, yeah. And so I ended up in Clayton. I started in Maplewood, ended up in Clayton somehow, just all day. And I walked in, and we just got to talking for a really long time. And he just stopped the conversation after probably 20, 25 minutes and was like, what the fuck are you doing here? he's like, what do you do? He's like, all right, I get it. You're really from Dogtown, because he was like really feeling me out. He's like, who are you? You know what I mean? And then like I started telling him, and he was like, oh my God, I knew your dad. And like we started talking about old guys from the neighborhood. And at that time, I had been reaching out to some of my father's old friends, like who really knew him, you know, like doing a little soul searching. And so, I don't know, we sat down and we talked for a really long time. But I took her there on Valentine's Day, got us in same day, and they were wall to wall. I mean, there was no tables available. So he squeezed us in at the bar and basically was like telling the waiter, like, this is what they want. You know, just kept throwing courses at us, and it was awesome. His chocolate cake got me laid that night, for sure.
Godfather chocolate
Yeah,
cake,
it was so
dude.
fire. It was
Killer.
so good.
So good.
So
yeah.
good.
I remember, man,
Everything
I didn't know
he
that
does
this was
just
gonna be the
tastes
Pep
just right.
episode, but I remember when
Pepisode.
we need to
What's
have
up?
him on.
we should, yeah. He's
I mean-
great behind a microphone too.
Yeah.
He just
Oh,
loves
yeah.
being on camera. But I remember like the moment, because I kind of picked up that job on a whim, man. You know, I was working in an office that wasn't a good fit for me. I went from like 40 hours a week to 30 hours a week, and then I saw myself hit 20 hours a week, and I'm like, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
I read the menu, loved it, went in, met everybody, and had kind of worked. I'd been there for a few weeks, and then he brought out fresh trout stuffed with breadcrumbs, mozzarella, toasted almonds, folded, wrapped in prosciutto, pan-seared, served over a Moroccan salad. So shishito peppers grown on a local farm with cucumber, farro, which is a grain, radish, nuja oil, which is like a spicy oil,
Yeah.
and I think that was it.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, that like next level cooking.
Yeah, I seriously, I had to ask about everything that was on my plate except for the steak that was on there. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
make just about anything taste good, man. I've eaten head cheese there before.
What's that?
You know, are you familiar with that?
No.
It's basically made with like the face.
What it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's like
Sounds
Depression
fire.
era food. Yeah, but no, everything is tremendous there. I mean, they did handmade pasta that they would stuff with roasted chilies while they roll the dough out and cut it, so the pasta itself is hot, has like a warmth to it.
Yeah, if you go in
Incredible.
there before they open during the day, so I guess they stopped serving lunch a while back.
Wait, did you close business on Pinot too?
No.
Ah,
No, I didn't. But he's got a guy, and he's got a
Why
really
do you
good
think he's shouting
relationship.
him out right now?
No, he's got a good
A little extra
relationship
foot in the door.
with his guy, and I've heard of him. He's a pretty
hey, I
big
got a
name.
bone to pick with you too. So, Waterway coupons are back at the Colin McNeil Insurance business. I switched to Colin McNeil last month. Never
So
got a
you-
Waterway coupon,
And
and I
you just got a
turned
new car.
down a private training session at Progress Fitness.
I was about to say,
So-
dude, you could
I
have
think
maybe
I
got
got
a
the
whole
short end
extra
of the
week or something.
Oh my
Hey, man.
god, just burning me at the stake.
You know, perspective is what they
I
say.
was about to
Right.
shout you out for a second. When did we get
Oh, were
together
you?
at your house for dinner? Was that like a month ago now?
That
was that the last episode?
That was after Corey and Thomas. So it's been about 6 weeks, probably.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
keep trying to get
jeez.
you guys to come over.
That
Yeah, we're going to have to do that later
You
this
wi-
week, but we'll get back to that.
You're very talented. I've never seen you whip up anything like a full course meal like that. Now Corey's really good too, so I know he's gonna sit over there and be like, "Oh, what about me?" But
Oh, this is more like he's like professionally trained, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I observed Mama's soul food
yeah,
cooking.
I
and
was seriously
I
impressed.
just picked up.
I was seriously impressed. I was bragging on you just the other day to Paige. I just wanted to throw that in there while I was giving Pepe his shout outs. That shit was fire.
Yeah, I love it, man. In a different
I can tell
different
it's
life,
your
I would
escape a
still
little
be
bit.
in there.
Yeah.
But
Look, we got a lot of life to live, knock on wood.
well,
so we,
here's the
Hell
deal,
yeah.
man.
we
is-
get you in the kitchen after we're on like the golden years, you know what I'm saying? We got Maddie behind the bar,
Oh,
Cuzzy's
yeah.
working the front
But you
door.
gotta-
I'll
Oh,
just be
yeah.
bouncing, you know what I'm
You
saying? We
gotta
got a little
put
bit
in
of
the
I'm
everything.
working. What am I doing today?
You're seating people. That's the talker's
Right.
position, you know what I'm saying?
selling insurance.
Yeah,
door,
still
handing out those
exactly.
cards.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I do?
Putting
wanna get
mine
back
under
to is so you still door knock?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is
well,
What's your process?
I got
when you
so
door
much
knock?
respect for that.
Um,
Insurance
Dude,
agent to
I door
insurance
knocked
agent.
for a long time.
So it's
Bro, I just cold called for a while, and that was
That's hard enough.
door knocking is something that you almost have to do it to build your character a little bit. You know
to
what
be
I
a
mean?
full-rounded agent.
You have to get
So-
you have to get used to like just walking in and knowing like they give you this stupid ass look, and all of a sudden like your guard goes up, and you're just like, oh, wait, oh, and you just piss your pants all over. Like I've done that
And
before.
you
Where
go to that little scripted.
like
yeah.
I walked into a coffee shop one time talking to this sweet girl behind the counter. I'm like, is your manager here, or somebody who makes decisions on your insurance? And
Because
she's
you were
like,
just trying to make it salesy.
She's like, no, I don't think so. You know what I mean?
You're like, I don't think so either.
She like
Right.
pissed at me, and I was like, Jesus.
She's not even supposed to be a
We're back
gatekeeper,
into
but
my
she
car.
shut
Oh,
you down.
hey, Valentine's Day. Listen to this. So I'm in Maplewood, and there's a chocolate company, like a mom and pop candy shop called Cacao. And I walked in. They had just opened, and I walked in. I was their first guy, and I was like browsing. I bought some candy for Paige, and I was like, hey, your manager here?
Sweeten them up first.
She came charging up to the front. She goes, you want to talk to me about my insurance on Valentine's Day? I am a chocolate store. I am getting ready for like my Christmas. Yeah, I'm getting ready for like the biggest.
So she
day.
had some nerves. She had some open nerves already.
I'll just leave my card up at the front, you know.
She never called.
And walked out. No.
That's what we call lessons, not losses.
Yeah, but that's so my process really is walk in, first person I talk to, you know, I try to like just have a little small conversation with them, and then but my goal with them is just to try to figure out who makes the decisions. So like I don't care if I can talk to them. If they're there, I'm going to ask if I can talk to them. But as long as I get a name, then when I pick up the phone and call them back, I can say, hey, is Doug there? Or is Mary there? You know, like I'm calling for Mary. And that call gets transferred right over, and then I get my chance to just introduce myself, say, hey, look, this is a cold call. You know, I've been writing insurance for people like, you know, people in your industry. We're saving people a lot of money. I was wondering what your relationship is like with your agent. Like, oh, well, you know, I've been with this company for 10 years.
How often?
But if they
this
don't...
is the next question. How often do you reevaluate that? If they say never, you got them. You got to close that.
Well, so that comes later, but I'm really looking for what their response is. So if they say something like, oh, I've been with the Hartford for 10 years, you know, or I've been with such and such brokerage for 10 years, but if they don't say the agent's name, that to me tells me like, well, this guy wrote them 10 years ago and let this sit. You know, like they don't talk to him. There's no relationship. So I just start like asking other questions, you know, like how long have you been in business, you know, and then we're having small talk. And then, you know, I just say, hey, when does your stuff come up? If it's within 90 days, I'll ask, hey, look, can I get a copy of your policies? Would you mind giving me 15 minutes to sit down and take a look at, you know, see if we can help you out. You know, like you have to qualify for a couple of these programs, but I don't see why you wouldn't based on your loss history. And then you just open the door and you start getting what you need. With insurance, though, it's so tough because you have to get so much information, and there's a lot of front end work for the owner of that business. There's a lot, so like it's a commitment, you know. So like when that process has got to be slow, I have to tell them like we're going to be working a lot together, and ideally you set the rules of engagement right away. That's
set expectations.
Yeah, set. This is when I'm going to be calling.
You definitely have to get over.
This is when I'm going to be calling you.
Asking them questions repeatedly.
I'm going to be calling you at this time, you know, like, or does some other time, you know, work better for you? Or what method of communication works best? Email, cell phone, office. You just try to figure everything out, and then you just go to work. You know.
That's really pro tip. If they've been with their agency for that long and they don't know who it is, I call that the loyalty surcharge, and then that gets their ears perked up, and they say, "What? Well, I figured I've been with them this long that I just must be getting discounts." I'm like, "Nah, you've been sitting there renewing every year and not putting up a fuss, so they're just milking you while they got you, you know."
I like that loyalty surcharge, huh?
But it
blind loyalty, but loyalty.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'll find it a lot with people who are on their parents' policies, you know what I'm saying, and they just kept it the whole time because at some point their parent knew the last agent or something like that, and then you get them, you know,
that guy
say
might
like,
not
well,
even
let me
work
run
there
you
anymore.
let me run you one quote real quick. Let's see if we can compete at all. And then they're always like, what? That's that big of a difference? Like, well, you haven't asked about it in 15 years, you know. So
yeah.
So the door knocking isn't to close; it's to open a door, so you can follow up in a couple months.
Oh yeah,
it's metaphorical and literal.
I want to build a pipeline. You know what I mean? So like a pipeline, I have to know when I'm going to be doing business with these people. So we have to call and figure out when does their insurance expire? Because there is a 90-day window, 60-day window. Most of the time, these companies want to do it in 30 because they'll fucking renew with their agent because they have all the information. You know what I mean? So, like, if you spread this out or it gets too difficult, you lose them. And you could spend so much time. I've spent like months working with a client, and then finally, like, we didn't get something in the beginning, and we had to go back and grab something, and they're just fed up. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, like...
That's what I meant about asking questions
and
over and over again.
I don't get paid to show up and work on accounts, to not...
You get paid when you close, dude.
Not get an opportunity. So
Eat
that
what you kill.
sucks, you know, so...
So I did some... I haven't door knocked in a long time. I had a company that believed in it.
But you cold call.
I warm call. I do cold call. I've gotten better at not so much cold calling, but just like talking to people and not being salesy.
Yeah.
I think is the big thing, because there's a fine line between sounding like somebody who's selling supplements and somebody who sells houses.
It's the pitch in your voice.
But
like,
I did
you
do
really
some...
can't.
That's what I was saying about when you go back to that
knocking.
script type of tone and you forget, like, you get nervous and so you forget, like,
know
oh,
your
I'm not
intentions.
meaning to sell this, but it sounds like you're
Or
selling.
it's like,
you know
I see you at the baseball game, I'm like, what's up, Corey? And then I see a client of mine, I'm
and
like,
your tone changes.
Steve?
Right.
I'll be damned.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those people, they can smell that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So
yeah.
I talked to a bunch of restaurants up and down Hampton the other day. Cost me about a good afternoon, which is a lot of time when you have to work as fast as I do. But had a house listing. We sold it, spoiler alert, 4 days.
Bow,
But-
bow, bow, bow.
Yeah, you want me to hit it one more time?
Get it.
So I was interested in keeping this house like in the neighborhood, if that makes any sense. I figured we were going to get a local buyer. I didn't think that we were going to get somebody from out of the neighborhood that was going to buy it. It was going to be, if we could build a perfect buyer for this home, it was going to be somebody who grew up in the neighborhood that you and I grew up in. So what I did is I got with Chelsea at the marketing department. Shout out to Chelsea, because I have been burning her up lately with her printing me just different marketing ideas and stuff like that. It's a different conversation, but
She loves it, dude.
Well, it's her job.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Good
Yeah.
resource to utilize for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to utilize it. I mean, so what we did is we made a couple different flyers, and I had open house flyers to bring to my open house yesterday, and then I had open house flyers that were branded to different bars and restaurants up and down Hampton. So Dotto's Cafe, 09 Pub, Salt and Smoke, Edibles and Essentials. Shout out to them. They would have helped me out, but they're on vacation right now.
09 Pub. What's that guy's name?
Scott.
He just passed
Scott
away.
Bowman,
he
I
passed
think.
last night.
Rest in peace. That
Yeah.
guy was at Hair of the Dogtown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a lot, yeah.
Him and is that his wife?
Rachel.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
so
the
yeah.
I spoke
affiliation,
with
but
her.
Me too. Yeah, she had the hat.
God, who? JJ
They were really nice.
Twigs,
Yeah, they're good people.
Sorry, buddy.
No. I just kind of with blind faith walked into these businesses and I said, look, I'm selling a house right up the street. Would you mind if I just put an open house flyer and you're with La Katrina? Steve over at La Katrina, help me out. I think I was like 7 for 7 yeses. Nobody said no. You drive down Hampton right now, all my flyers are in the windows. Everybody wanted to help. Follow those up with some thank you notes, and who knows? Maybe that does build a little bit of relationship like you're doing.
Fuck yeah, it does.
But here's the crazy thing is, so I spent more time than I needed to do that. Most agents aren't going to do that. I got to speak with a lot of local business owners, and then my seller, the husband, says, is this going to matter? Like, all the buyers are online now, because we do focus on online. Is this going to make any difference? And his wife said if it brings one buyer, it made a difference. And guess
Bingo.
what? I wrote a cash contract on my own house because of those flyers that I gave out. Local restaurant owner. He didn't win. It didn't work out, but all I can do is present an opportunity. So
Straight
for
up.
one afternoon, for me to just bang on doors, hand out flyers, old school, we got one more offer on that house that we would not have had I not spent the time doing
Yeah.
that.
It's what they call grassroots campaigning, son. That's where it's at.
Guerrilla marketing, whatever the hell you want to call it.
You follow up with those letters though, and you're building a relationship. It's begun.
And plus, you're showing work ethic, so who knows what other doors it's going to
begun.
open elsewhere.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
just the very beginning.
No, I
you
was
know?
I was really proud about that one because even I was doubting it as much as the husband, and the wife was the one who kept me in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
On that one. I'm like, we'll see, but
Well, here's
man,
a perfect segue, because that was my day today, which is I realized that there's not even gonna be, the more you're reaching your potential, the more days you're gonna hit where you just don't want to do the shit you gotta do. And those days are the test days, because then you do it and you realize, like, oh yeah, that's why I do it. You
Dude,
know what I'm
100
saying? Like, that's
100%. Say what you said before all that. What's your little mantra?
what, be better than yesterday?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it tattooed, but
Yeah.
I really want to hear you.
Yeah, Hannah asked me the other day, I told her something along the lines of, I gotta come off the top of the dome with it again, but I said, your goal for the day is to defeat who you were when you woke up, and if you're better than you were yesterday, then you can sleep easily. And she asked me who said that, and I was like, oh, your boy,
Yours truly.
what's up? That was your boy. But for real, I had one of those days today. Honestly, I had a pretty open schedule, and I just had to get a couple things done, and it was just hard to get the ball rolling. So finally I got up, and I just did what I needed to do. Took my ass on a nice long run that I hated every minute of until I was finished, and I was just like, man, I've been doing so much work. That run shouldn't have even been tough, you know what I'm saying? But then I realized, like, well, yeah, every day can't be easy, because then you forget why the fuck you do it. So yeah, so shit like that is a perfect example. Like, sometimes you think that you've worked hard enough that you're above it, but then you do it and you're like, oh yeah, that's where it's all at right there. That's that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
so
yeah.
we do
That's
have,
so true.
We do have to switch this conversation to some other things. Is that I think I might have dropped the ball on mostly We Golf as well as Sober October. took a day off 2 weeks ago. I think I tackled the wrong event because I spent all day working on Wii Golf. Things are moving slow right now. I've also been immensely busy. I guess I didn't have to go to the lake for one weekend. I certainly had to go to Kansas City for a wedding. But I was going to try and make that work by the end of the month, and it's not going to happen. We're all in agreement of that. We have some Wii's donated.
I was just going to say, I think we get a little, like, our main nucleus together and make a night out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and just, like, work out the kinks. But,
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that we can.
And do that.
I think that we could, let's save that for later this week, like we discussed. But I think that we could definitely, I mean, you know, it's just not looking like anything's going back to normal anytime soon. And I don't mean to say that to sound one way or the other. What I'm saying is, I think it's a perfect event to replace Hair of the Dogtown, which, again, we're going to have to, this is just all.
Yeah.
This is all just throwing shit at the wall. But
logistically,
I mean,
we can't raise as much money with a Wii Golf tournament as we can with a bar crawl.
Well, there's no doubt there, but I don't know if we're going to have, I mean, there's a lot of variables for the
do
bar
these
crawl.
Micro events.
Dude, I think we can. I think we can.
I think we can.
It's gonna take some getting some ideas, and sitting
down.
Are
you talking about raising as far as raising funds?
Yeah,
well,
I think we can too.
I think
but
there's
I think
way more potential.
You took a bunch of notes.
Yeah, I mean, we're
at my
spearheading a
house.
whole new niche, so I think that's.
Those. With the logistics and the hardware are more difficult than having people show up to a bar.
Yes and no, because people don't have to show up anywhere. It's their own house.
It should be their own house.
Here's what I'm saying: if we actually, if we
progress vocabulary, you just mentioned some terrible words. There's no if involved. When
we actually sit down.
See how you control your reality there?
And break
when I get you two to finally show up at my house.
Thursday night, we talked about this.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Yeah. We just need to come up with.
You just have to get one of our baby mamas
plan.
to agree to take both of the kids.
Well, no.
For the
Here's
night.
the deal: is that I can only capture him, and then I have to work to capture you, or I capture you, and then I have to work to capture
him. And I'm much better off on a Friday.
I'm the single mom in this scenario.
It's true.
Trying to balance
it's
the two of you.
Yeah. That's no doubt.
And you're right. That does
get
suck,
us both to school on time.
I've had no like outside time.
No balance.
Right.
And like I say that, and I'm sure Paige would be listening to this, being like, "Man, do golfs a couple times a week."
Yeah.
Sure.
But like what I'm saying, like that's still not a day when you could have gotten together. You know what I mean? Like
it's been tough for us to link up, but here's what I think we do, and I'm completely spitballing. So November 15th would be a good date. Halfway through November, my birthday is November 16th. Let's push it as a Mick birthday. We'll do it for a charity.
Yeah.
10, 12 teams like we talked about. We'll have all the hardware by then. I can get that done. Now, Sober October in the next 2 weeks, I am flexible on. We need to come up with a platform for you to send things out.
My shit's all based on simplicity, so it'll be easy. Honestly, we'll probably do like 4 workouts, same or just variations of it every week. I mean, like I say, this is mainly just to get people active and get them involved in something new and fresh. And then more importantly is just a type of. Well, that's what I was going to get to. More importantly is just a type of accountability, because like I know I just had this discussion with Hannah that we have at least one wedding, I think maybe 2. October's a pretty busy time of the year, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to tie one off, but I might have 1 or 2. So it's like, I mean, I'm not looking to break my will already, but at the same time, again, that's the perfect situation like we were discussing, because then it's one of those things. What's our favorite line? It's for a good cause as well. So if you end up breaking your will, then hey, I mean, so then, like we talked about, $20, whatever the case may be, we'll figure out all of those.
Send it to your phone or something.
Yeah, and I mean, straight up, then you just pick a charity, donate it to. We don't even have to make it anything like super official. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just getting people thinking about doing different things and donating charity. That's what my goal was with the first one.
We'll all do it. We'll hold each other accountable. We'll figure out some sort of platform.
And then people kind of just snowball on as well. Like I got a bunch of clients who are definitely willing to participate, but it doesn't have to be anything super official. It's just like, hey, try your best to not drink in October. It's like,
do it or don't. Right. Yeah, try to get 31 workouts in, even a walk. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like scaled down from what we've talked about before, but guys, I have been so busy.
I think it'll be a good kink
workout.
workout.
Have been so busy.
Yeah, good problems to have.
I feel like I'm making up for all the stuff that I didn't do in May or June. It's all hitting me now.
Dude, for sure.
I'm working twice as hard, and I work harder than anybody I know. Like it never stops.
And it's
Would
a
you like
good
beer?
thing. It's a good
Yeah,
thing
I'll take
too, though. You know, like I
It's the best problem to have.
I feel better than I've ever felt in my whole life, and I just feel like I'm busier than I've ever
It's
been.
because you're working hard, G.
I have more stress, more pressure on behind my neck than I've ever had in my life, but I feel like I am breathing
That's where everybody
in,
gets it twisted again.
killing it right now.
It's the journey, not the destination, right?
And I love every minute of it.
Working hard is the fulfillment. What
I
I tell
love
you
it.
the other day?
I don't know.
We're gladiators.
Yeah.
We're spiritual gladiators. Earth
okay.
is the Colosseum.
All right, listen. I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah, hit me.
You know how when I tell you, like, all right, dude, like, I just don't really want to talk about that right now, you know? Because you just...
Yeah, I don't shut it off.
Yeah, you don't. If you just shut it off... But that's part of what makes you
It's
so
a double-edged
beautiful.
sword.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
part of what makes you so
Yeah.
beautiful. I'm not asking you to tame the beast.
Good comes with the bad.
But if you just started filtering some of the shit, you know, I could focus on some of that.
Oh, yeah.
that
Well,
content.
you're kind of...
A lot of this stuff gets through.
You're a
but-
whipping post for me as well. I've pretty much run everything past Cuzzy for anybody who doesn't know before it goes anywhere else. So I'm like, does this make me sound too crazy, or is this something you could like understand? You know what I'm saying? And then
I
I'll
do
take
the
half of
same
that
thing
and I'll
with you.
share it like
Yeah.
on the platforms. Just because again, now more than ever, whatever I try and do, I'm just trying to put positivity out there. Cause like I mean,
Yeah.
dude, there's just so much negative. Like enough is enough, dude. I feel like our whole probably get a little too trippy right now, but like our whole collective consciousness is just weighed down, bro. Like the
It's like a big
Earth's,
red, like,
the Earth,
tint.
like
Yeah.
everybody is just mad about something. I saw,
and they don't even
I
know.
saw
They
a
just
quote
think
from
they
a
should
comedian.
be.
Exactly, I saw a quote from a comedian the other day, and if you've never seen Apocalypto, this is just such. He had to have taken it from watching Apocalypto. Beautiful movie, by the way, but. He said, and the concept of the movie is, spoiler alert, that civilization is what you're trying to escape, and that's. But anyways, more importantly, he said, somewhere right now there's some poor schmuck without a phone sitting next to a waterfall.
Oh, it was Duncan Trussell.
Yeah, Duncan Trussell, not knowing that he's supposed to be mad about something, and I was like, that's beautiful, man. And then I was listening to a quote the other day that said,
He's always on Joe
a
Rogan.
majority of the stuff that we have in this life we don't need. We're just used to consuming it, you know. And I mean, social media is the biggest one. Like it used to be
Sugar.
I mean, look at then we're getting into trust me, the sugar cartels. I won't even go there. I'll save you guys
good
this episode.
Lord.
But it's like, okay, so first of all, so I can squeeze this in, like we got 3 events coming up, right? And like there was a point where social media was more good than bad, and I'm not saying it's not anymore, but now, like again, you can tell, and again, it's like a vocal minority, so it's not like it's indicative of the whole, you know, consciousness or any society or whatever the case may be, but like it's just become a poison. Like what you take in through your brain when you're on social media is exactly like what you take in nutritionally through your food. And right now I don't think people understand that. Like if you wake up and the first thing you do is look at your phone and you just see 10 people being negative as fuck, you've already wasted all your energy for the day trying to combat that negative energy.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like that has entered your mind, that's in your subconscious, and the rest of your day is going to be reflected by that. So like a big thing I suggest, first half hour at least, I say hour.
No phone.
No
Yeah.
phone, no TV, no nothing.
Well, you
just
get up
wake
at
up.
5:30 in the morning. That's easy for you.
Yeah, do it.
I get up at 8. Yeah, like
Yeah.
It's worth it, bro.
Dude,
I mean,
like
yeah,
9
we
to
got
9.
kids, so
Getting
then
up, getting up when the stars are still out is seriously
immensely-
it's the key, dude.
It's
and it's
eye-opening.
not that hard to get into that habit.
time
I
do you get in
forced that
bed?
habit. Dude, 10 is late. 10 is really late.
See, I was still
I've
at the
been-
house at 10 last
Yeah,
night. Like
10
I don't have that luxury.
10 is late.
I mean, I go like midnight-ish
Yeah,
usually.
but I
I've
could
been
also
catching
be
some
up
flack for
that
passing
late
out
too,
earlier
yeah.
lately.
But I notice when I'm up past 10:30.
I mean,
and I'm
dude,
not
I'm
saying I'm
telling you.
perfect. I went to bed at midnight the other night and got up early, but I can feel it.
Like what I
that
text
snooze button
you-
gets hit extra.
What I
like,
texted you
one extra
yesterday
time.
and you texted me the day before, like, are you seeing this sunset right now?
Yeah.
Like, dude, just trying to make it one a week and then go from there. But if people would just stop and watch the fucking sun come up or go down, like, realize, like, whatever the fuck, we all got problems. I get it, man. But, like, this shit is being magnified to a point where it's like, can anybody enjoy life anymore?
I walk
Like,
the
do
dogs
you guys
in the
know
morning.
that we're just here to be living? You
So
know?
I walk the
Like-
dogs, or if Murphy gets up, like at an unreasonably early hour, like 5:30, I strap her up and I feed her and walk around the neighborhood. And I swear to God, I sit there and I'm like, I wish the whole day would just feel this good, It
But
just
that's the thing.
feels
What'd you do?
perfect
You
outside.
kick-started your day like that. You know what I'm saying? You got some time to yourself. Like,
Yeah.
that's what people don't allow for themselves anymore. They allow everybody else's thoughts, turn on the TV, hop on your phone, whatever. Everybody else's thoughts is just consumes your brain right off the bat. Like, I mean, if you wake up and look at your phone first thing, it's not even like a tinfoil hat thing to say that that's literally altering your subconscious. Like, that's taking over your brain power for the day. So I just, like, that's something that I've come to realize. I have much better days when I make sure I get up earlier, have time to myself. I think I want to emphasize that Cuzzy said when Murphy gets up at an unreasonable time, even though that's the time he gets up, because you're waking up that early to have that time to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So,
Dude, I still my first alarm still goes off at 3:45. 3:51.
Smokes.
It's some
You used
stupid
to come
odd
home
number.
from the bar at 3:51.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Quite the
Now,
180.
Like 1% of the time do I ever get up and get my ass out of bed at 3:51.
Right.
But it's my consciousness. I'm like half awake. You
Right.
know what I mean? By the time that second and third one goes off.
Sometimes I've just started, if I pop up in the middle of the night, I just get shit done.
Yeah.
And then I go back
That's
to bed
the
in the
best
morning.
feeling.
Yeah.
That's the best feeling when you're like, man, my eyes are.
Like, what are you going to do? Lay there in bed and wait for your alarm to go off, or just go knock some shit out and then you can take a nap?
And I get mad at myself.
In the
I
middle
get
of the
mad at
night, but it
myself
drives
when
me
I.
nuts. I'll get up, like, I'll sleep from 12 to 3, and then I'm wide awake at 3, so I get up, and of course I just go to the office, start clicking around. Now my mind's spinning, and then at 5 I go back to sleep, and now you just feel like death when you wake
Yeah.
up. I can't do it like you guys do it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well, I
can.
mean, my schedule's a
You
little,
can. Like,
I can
you
dictate
just have
my
to
own
find
schedule a little
something,
bit more.
Dude,
So
I could not do it. So
I guess I could watch cartoons at 3
I've-
instead of trying to work.
like
That'd be a
I
start.
literally.
do both, bro. That's how you meet yourself in the middle. I mean, honestly, that's what. So I got a thing where I write something down before, I write my daily affirmation, my weekly, and my what I want to get done for the year down every morning, first thing when I wake up, because that way my mind's focused on it. Write it down, last thing I do before I go to bed. And then straight up, that's what I started doing, because I really can't sleep for shit. I wake up like
Right.
5-6 times every night, no matter what. Like, literally, I will
Coach
flip my...
Burke, is that his name? Taught me
Yeah.
that freshman leadership. He said he always had problems sleeping when he was a kid, and then he just write it down before he goes to sleep. Just
Yeah,
clear your
so
head.
write it down, but then I'll get to the point sometimes where I just wake up and go and write it down, and for whatever reason, then I can sleep better. Like, I don't know what you know what I'm saying? But then I dream on it and
This also
shit,
isn't
too.
everybody's bliss either. You know what I mean? Like, just
Oh,
because like
yeah.
I'm a morning
You're
guy.
wired differently,
like,
definitely.
don't think I'm trying to tell you like, Mick, you need to do this. Like, it probably wouldn't be for you, dude. You know,
Right.
like
I mean, nobody
but
buys
can't hurt
houses
to
at
try.
3:51 in the
Yeah.
morning when yeah, like, I need
you,
to be sharp at 10 still.
Well, yeah, that's word.
It's keeping
I
it
sold
together
2
between the
houses
years,
this
dude.
week
That's what it is.
After 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
Straight up. I mean, the
It's
schedule
tough to
doesn't
be
always
sharp.
meld up, but, like, that's what
Dude,
I'm saying.
that-
If you can
I
get
love
it to
hearing
where
you say
you
that.
knock shit out in the middle of, like, your clerical stuff, then you be
Right.
amazed at what time that opens up. Like, bro, if you can just sit uninterrupted for a couple hours and do work, which is essentially impossible during office hours. If you can just sit and do that for like 2 or 3 hours, you can knock out 2 or 3 days worth of work, literally. I mean, I'm talking behind the
Great,
scenes
yeah.
shit,
Stay on
like
task, yeah.
clerical stuff,
In an
whatever, like keeping
unbelievably
yourself
short period of
organized.
time.
How much paperwork are you
Unbelievably.
doing these days?
I mean, just whatever comes with, I do a lot
just
of.
grabs paper and
I mean, I do it
Just
like.
rips phone books in halves.
Well, it's like, yeah, that is one of my new ones. But no, I mean, straight up, like when I sell policies, I still print off all the hard copy stuff, keep a file in the office,
Yeah,
all that
that's
stuff.
good.
I mean, it's made like automation and processing. I always bitch about it and say how much more difficult it's made things, but it's definitely made things like a lot easier on our end. But you still got to keep track of all that stuff. Like, even if I have people like say e-sign something, I got to print off all their applications, mark that they, I mean, just that's what the stuff that I'm saying, that I'll save it all until like end of the day. And then like first thing the next morning, like however many policies I sold the day before, I'll wake up and just knock all that shit out like as soon as I've taken care
And
of all my
nobody
stuff
knows
for
that
the
you
day.
did it that morning instead of last night. That's the
Exactly.
beautiful
No,
thing
and a
about
lot of
that,
the
too.
time with processing and shit, you kind of got to wait for it to catch up anyways, especially if you sell a policy, a few days, few weeks out, you got to wait for the documents to load and shit like that.
you're
so.
damn right. So like that is huge to be able to do that for
Ripping phone
yourself.
books?
No, to be able to. Nobody
It is
knows
pretty
that you
impressive.
waited and you still got it done because you know you're still going to get it done.
Well, and that's my point, right? So you
That's
do
the
it.
beautiful thing about working.
You
for
do what we
yourself.
talk about,
Tuesday
Justin.
turns into Wednesday.
Yeah.
if you're not,
Exactly,
like,
and then
Hey,
you got to get
not
it
up on
done. So that's what Justin Brokard's little engineering philosophy from Amazon. What was he saying that we were just saying was common sense the other week? But productivity bundling. That's what I would put into that category. You know what I'm saying? Like
That is
I can
straight
do
out of
it
the
right.
book I just read.
I can do it. Is it really?
Straight out of it.
Is it?
Atomic Habits. Yeah.
I bet you he's reading it.
Oh, I
But,
guarantee. I guarantee you.
But birds
Probably
of a
already
feather,
read
you
it.
know what I'm saying?
Justin Brokard. We're
Oh,
talking
for
about.
sure, he
Shout out
read
to
it.
him,
But
yeah.
main
What, he
point
reads
being
books
is
in a day?
like, yeah,
Probably.
You know, sometimes I get a little cynical and I almost say like, I mean, because at some point during the week, at least one of your quoting systems is going to shit out on you right in the middle of a quote. You're going to have to redo some stuff, whatever the case may be. There's times like that where then I'm just like, okay, put a bookmark there, knock this stuff out, because I'm just doing, you know, when they tell you when you're taking a test, don't
You
stay
just keep
stuck on the
going.
same question,
Yeah,
just
keep
keep
going.
moving. So like, if I got a little
I
do
glitch
that
over
too.
here with something or whatever the case, then that just stays over there, and then that's something I mark first thing the next morning, address that. But I'm like, why would I sit here and dick around with it now when I can just move on, get something else done, come back to it later?
I have
So-
a huge problem when I'm doing
You
that.
have a lot of problems.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just pause that there.
I have a huge problem when doing like texting for me. Like I hate how many text messages I get.
Yeah.
It's like I do not need to be that
It's so
accessible
time consuming.
all the
It's
time.
so time consuming.
Yeah, and I
yes.
feel terrible because like when we first got in that group text, it was like, all right, I'm fucking on this shit all the time, and then all of a sudden it's like I got a little bit behind. It's like I'm not scrolling.
I have to
up
text.
8
I have to
pages
text in
fucking
all
catch up.
capital letters to get your attention.
Yeah.
That gets you fired up.
And
Yeah.
It gets him worked up. He
Then
loves
you'll
that.
start seeing the periods at the end of his text.
And
That's
I
when
will-
he's bing, bing. That's when he's
Totally.
dropping that attitude.
When I ask him
Oh,
how he's
yeah.
gonna get paid today in
Oh,
all
yeah.
capital letters.
That's why
gets
sometimes
him
I text
working.
parentheses, all caps,
Oh,
period,
yeah.
at the end of my text,
Dude, you
just to show
text,
Cuzzy that
you
I.
text like a 11-year-old girl
yep.
who just got a Motorola.
Hey,
She's on T9.
There's levels to this issue, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I put some nuance in my text. You know my tone when I'm texting.
LOL.
Hey,
What,
real quick, just a quick segue.
Are you
I was,
actually leaving right in 3 minutes?
I mean, I gotta be close, but
Why?
I told you I got business to take care of. SS, real business. But Fay Memorial Tourney, we got to get that locked in.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm gonna
talk
go
to
buy
you.
shirts.
Wait, I thought
I'll talk to you
I thought
about
we were
that
already
afterwards
registered for
too.
that.
They'll squeeze us.
Well, we are. Maddie counted us in. I just got to load us in the system, so I'll do that probably bright and early tomorrow morning. Bingo.
Sure.
Bowman's tourney is this weekend. That's called May the Course Be With You. I think we're already lined up for that.
Are we playing that?
All good there. Cuzzy and I are. I didn't know your availability. And then it was just Bowman reached
Probably
out.
Slim,
So I think
but-
it's Bowman and somebody
It's
else.
Wags.
That's fine.
Or
Bowman
yeah,
Wags,
Wagman, yeah. And then Warrior William tournament. That's the one Cuzzy just texted me. I don't know what
So
the
actually, that's one I wanted to bring up today.
see,
um,
you're welcome. So that's a sand volleyball.
No, I was
tourney,
gonna get
believe,
there.
right?
Do you like sand? Do you want to play sand volleyball?
Do I like sand volleyball?
Would
or
Nicole
will
Do you
I
like
do
getting
it
down
for
and
charity?
dirty?
Would Nicole play too?
Yeah, I mean for charity?
Yeah.
Of course we will.
Okay.
Now, do I want to play sand volleyball with you? Not really.
Oh.
And
Will
here's
I
the thing.
if-
Here's
for
the
a
thing.
good
Going to be a
cause.
perfect text. It is for a good cause. Perfect test, I should say, because it's October 3rd.
It is.
And so a portion of your proceeds get you all you can drink, I believe.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does.
So, boom, right there. You're incentivized, and it's for a good cause, but then we got another thing going, so it's going to be a little,
Test yourself.
yeah, a little willpower
alright.
battle.
I
What
want to
do
win
you-
this thing though.
Yeah, I'm about that.
What do you want to do on Thursday? We got to do something. I'm taking the day off on Thursday. That is not.
We'll get that locked in,
Zillow
but
is literally
well,
calling me right
I'm
now.
telling
for
you,
the
you might
15th
want to move
time
that to
today.
Friday, but
I can't-
we'll try to.
dude,
Yeah, see, this is
Thursday's
where the
the only day
schedules
that I
get
can
all
take off.
chaotic.
I'm either. We
But
can go to
Thursday's one of the
Topgolf.
only days I can't take off. Are you talking about during the
I'm
day?
good Thursday.
I don't care.
Because it kind of
good
depends. Yeah, I got to check the schedule, but Top Golf would be word. Or we
I
could
got a
just-
gift
or
card
we
that
could
I'm
just
never going
go
to use
golfing.
otherwise. I haven't
Okay.
swung a club since the last Fay
Let's hit
tournament.
that. So that's the only other thing I was going to say. Let's see if Brian Herr listens, because we're waiting for Brocard to get back to us about the Fay tournament, and then I was going to see if Brian Herr wanted to come down to get an actual session in the dojo. This is one of the dudes in Chicago that I like satellite train for,
And
so
then
I send
play?
him all the stuff virtually. Yeah, but come down for the.
I have a slightly better idea. Because
hit
if
me.
Brocard isn't going to play, my cousin Alex Donovan is a ringer.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
he's
what's up.
going to be this year's real. We need a.
Is that who played with us last year?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need an
yeah,
ace
yeah.
in the hole, dude. Clearly.
Yeah.
I love Rio.
But let me tell you, Cuzzy and I played in 2 tournaments in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was a Saturday and a Monday.
We played wicked good,
I might not even swing a club.
wicked smart.
I mean, honestly, I'm still.
I don't like
I'm
golf.
still.
I like charity.
I'm still trying
Yeah.
to figure out how we weren't at least
need to learn to
how our
enjoy
name
golf.
wasn't mentioned in the St. Gabriel tournament because our score was right up there with everybody else mentioned. And
You know why?
then, well, yeah, we had 2
Shout out
founders
St.
kids.
Gabriel's.
We had 2 founders kids on our team, but
St. Gabriel's.
and 2 St. Yeah, it was Lemon and I, and we
That's
joke
not what
around.
I'm
We're like
saying.
half Gabe's
You know
kids.
what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I feel you. But so we're still trying to figure that out. Anyways, the point is that we shot like well, and then on Monday we played another tournament, and we had to have been right up there on the leaderboard as well. So I'm just saying, you got a
Well, you're
couple
doing a
aces
great
over
job,
here
but that
as
still
well.
really doesn't answer my question of, are we going to get together Thursday? Because I feel pretty bad that we keep stringing people along with events. We're not
Alright.
obligated to any of this. No one's holding us accountable
Well,
except
it's kind
us.
of all play by ear as well.
But let's be about it instead of talking about it. I'm
Hey.
taking Thursday off. If you guys would like
I
to
got
join
2
me,
Wii's procured, bro.
I got
Cool.
one.
that's great.
2. I got
We
2
only
too.
need
I
6
only have
more.
one in hand, but I got 2.
That's
But I'm
fine.
saying
Yeah,
we could get
need 'em
we
in
could get something
hand.
done with 5.
Well, let's
we
go
could at
hit
least
some
have a
golf
little
balls
guy.
on Thursday, or we can go to Johnson Shut-ins. I'm not against that. Something. I'm taking the
never
day
been
off Thursday. If y'all would like to join me,
Thursday,
let's do it.
Thursday I can do it. I'll do it.
And
Because
if-
we do need to get together.
Are-
We do.
I'm not sure
I
if you
get
can
that, but that's
actually
one
do
of
it,
my
or if you're just trying
days,
to get
bro.
Corey fired up by saying you can do it, because then he's gonna have
we
to.
move
Well,
this
I
into
mean,
next
straight up, I'm
Thursday?
just like that's one of my
Hey, bro,
that's one of
all
my
I'm saying
busiest
is
days.
Colin
So
can do it.
Yeah.
I guess you two
I
might
can
just
do it too.
you two might just have to go out and do your own thing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
Anything you can do, Colin can do better. That's what I heard.
It's debatable, but he's got a lot better chance if I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, we're
But
gonna have to make
no,
some
for real, we'll
decisions.
link up on all that. So I just wanted to shout those out real quick,
Yeah.
first and foremost, and then say Sober October's still on.
It's
You
gonna
know,
be
it's just
laid
going to be
back.
semi-formal. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Shout
basically just going to
out.
be an accountability thing, and then that's another reason that we still need access to the socials. So we'll just link everybody up through that.
Shout out to Jeff Shipman. Shout out to Alex Maxwell. They actually got back to me on donations for the Wii tournament. So gift baskets, all that, they're coming. Quick
Okay.
wins,
That's
anybody?
What's up. That's what's up.
Me, 2 houses this week. Gonna be a good month yet again. Colin McNeil.
Yeah, I gotta.
I said quick.
I gotta win.
Good luck.
I am.
At 6:32. Corey's supposed to leave at 6:30.
I'm closing the deal that.
Well, or you can shake if you have to, and we can just hang out for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, you guys
That-
can keep it going. I literally got Mama hollering at
I'm
me
closing
right
the
now.
Which
deal.
Mama.
Oh, go. Yeah.
All right, we're good for a sec. I'll stay for the wins.
So I'm closing a deal that that I did not close 4 years ago, and it came back around full circle last minute. So there's a lot of work that has to go into play, and I just got word today we're looking very, very good. So I'm really excited about that. That's a big win for me. So especially heading into the last quarter.
Yo, one of the houses that I sold this week was a 53-week-old lead.
Damn,
Over a year.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's a long time looking. Pretty proud of that one. Perfect
Market's
house
still
farm.
really hot.
Yeah, if you're selling, man, it's a great time to sell. It can be a little bit difficult to buy sometimes, but you just got to work as hard as the people you're working for, and it's been working for me. I really haven't had the same issues that I hear about people where they're writing like 5-6 contracts just to buy a house. For the last 2 months, I've been pretty much one and done. I mean, I had one girl who had been looking since March, and she was difficult. But if people kind of take my suggestion, then we tend to have success. So I've got a lot of faith from my clients. They trust me. That's been really nice. And I can't legally tell you what to offer, but I can certainly coach you on how to make your offer more competitive.
And I think that's where your success is coming in. I think you
The
you
trust
have
or the coaching?
you have a process. You have a process, and you share it with your clients, and you walk them through that. I really do think, and I feel like there's a lot of these agents out here who are really just doing what their boss or their broker told them to do, and they're not creating their own identity. I've definitely seen that in you the last
Well, I
couple of
also
years.
have good clients. That's helpful.
Transparency and sincerity, bro. That's what it's all about.
Dude, most people right now, I just take them to Babes. It's my favorite bar. They love me up there. I spend a lot of money up there, and nobody's ever been there. So I spend a lot of time on their patio and do a lot of time
Solid
on
play
their
as well.
patio.
Oh yeah.
What do
Little
you got?
hole in the wall.
Anything?
Oh, we have 7 to 8
Yeah,
a
for
while.
sure.
Getting out of here almost on time.
Whoever said it, I'll take the quote because I don't remember, but your deepest desires are hidden behind your biggest fears. So this weekend, I went and rolled with some legit jiu-jitsu fellas, and that is well out of my comfort zone. Got my ass handed to me. Still not sure if my shoulder's located or not. But actually
Dislocated?
got to...
I know where your shoulder is. Located.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's located or dislocated in there right now. But
Sure.
actually rolled with a guy from Bellator, so that was pretty cool. He choked me out just repeatedly, and then we got
All
to
the way
roll.
out?
Close,
Close.
bro. Everybody was like, yeah, you better tap. And I went in saying I'm not going to tap unless you pass me out. But then I saw Millie flashing
There's real skill.
in the stars.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, and then a couple other dudes, so that was super awesome. And then that just leads into my do shit, especially when you don't want to do it, because that's the best times afterwards. So
Well, I
that's
heard
what I
those
did
guys,
today.
The guys that'll kick your ass are the best ones to train with because they know to.
Oh, for sure.
not
He
hurt
he
you
was
too
putting me in
much.
an armbar at one point, and his brother was telling him to slow down. So like I knew what was coming, and I
You still
could
couldn't
do
do it.
nothing. Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
very humbling and cool. And
But
yeah,
those guys
I'm
aren't there
definitely
to
gonna
hurt
be.
you. They're there to help you.
No.
So-
They're literal artists. Yeah,
Sure.
they're very good at their craft. So it's a trip to see, and that's just hitting the tip of the iceberg for sure. So
Life
that
is
was
good.
cool.
Yeah.
All the way around the table.
Everybody's really busy. I just
Nick on Woods.
I just wish that we had a little bit more time to devote for charity right now, but we can't, man. It's,
Well, that's another worthless word in the progress vocab. We don't wish for it, we work for it. So we'll get there.
yeah. Thursday we're gonna get
Thursday.
it going, and then next week, what do you guys want to do? You gonna have my mom on?
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I
It's one
thought,
of my mentors.
dude, I thought she was gonna.
She
be
still
here
needs
today.
to. She still
No.
needs to get Trey on the line as well. But we'll talk about
I
that
thought
off
that's
air.
why you said like, oh, bring your grandma. I know why you said it, but I was like, oh, this dude, he hinted
That's
a
one
couple
of our
weeks ago.
mantras. No.
I had to go back up the thread, and I saw that this week was
I
us,
was
but I
talking
thought that
to
too
her.
at first.
My mom has done Children's Hospital, American Lung. I mean, just nonprofit forever. We can do it. It'd be cool. She likes to party.
Yeah, I mean she's a perfect fit. Like,
What? She needs to be freaking getting us going. She's a mom, dude. You know?
bro,
We're
she's
still
retired.
kids.
Her kids are grown.
Right.
She knows what
She's
to
a
do, dude.
retired
She-
mom.
She needs to kick us
She's
in the
on her
ass.
own. She's
I
on
had
her
a
own
fairly
clock.
passive mom. She did definitely get me going, but she let a lot of shit slide. So
Yeah, it was one of my hideout houses. So if that
we'll
gives you any
see, dude.
context,
she can
you know
come
what I'm
through
saying.
next week. She inadvertently challenged Core to a beer chugging contest.
Yeah, I
You
don't know
should
how
see
I
my
got
mom
singled
drink
out
a
on
beer.
that. I'm like the
I don't know why
like
she
the
didn't
least
challenge me,
experienced
to
at
be
this point. I
honest.
feel
Oh, that's
I
what
feel a
that
little
dude
bit
said. You
bullied,
can
to be
outdrink me
honest.
in
Did,
these
you,
but-
days.
did that
It's not even
hurt
close.
when she did it?
Dude, you
Did
just
she
wait till
out
you
chug
see
you
it.
for real? For real?
She can out chug either one of us.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't claim to be a chugger, and also I have no. I have no.
She called you out.
I don't even know what it's called anymore. I have no tolerance anymore. So I mean, I like flying
We'll
off the
wrap it up.
cuff. So
Thursday, maybe we're going on a hike. Maybe we're going to play golf. Maybe we're doing something.
hey, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
Figure this out.
That's damn certain.
We'll tell that story on about episode 100. Contact info.
Like
in
you,
the
like you said earlier,
description.
we're gonna
Figure
put
this
this over here. We're gonna put this over
I'm
I'm
here.
going to
to it.
figure this
Hey,
out.
I'm gonna figure this out.
Shout out to Rolling
Trust
Rock.
that.